My story starts in 1996. I was 26 years old. At the time, I was living in a small, one-bedroom fisherman's cottage in Scotland. Sounds really romantic, right? Well, 2 months earlier, I'd been going out with a girl for 4 years. We bought the place together. 2 months earlier, she dumped me, moved in with another man. That fisherman's cottage was very lonely. One day, I got a letter, and that's what my story's about. 2 weeks earlier, I'd gone to a bar with a friend of mine. We went into the bar, and like I said, I was single. All my friends at the time were married. My friend wasn't married, but he was going to be married in about 2 weeks' time. All of my friends treated me like a stray dog. They were all patting me on the head, giving me advice. So we went into the bar, we got a couple of beers, and we're sitting there, and my friend starts telling me how it's really important I settle down, find the right woman, blah, 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 stray dog. And suddenly this really pretty girl walked by, and I went, wow. And my friend said, what was that? And I said, did you see that girl? He said, what girl? I said, the girl, see her at the back? She's with about 6 or 7 other girls at the back of the bar. He says, you gotta go speak to her. And he pushes me. So I walked like halfway there, and I thought, what the heck? And I walked back, and he goes, what are you doing? And I said, I don't know what to say. What do I say to her? It had been a long time since I'd been in the dating scene. And my friend said, wait a minute, okay, let's brainstorm this, man. He goes, hey, go up to her and say, I bet your father was a thief. I was like, what? And he said, yeah, he stole diamonds and put them in your eyes. And I thought, there's no way I'm saying that, man, absolutely no way. Then he went into his pocket, and he took out a coin, and he said, go and give her this coin. And I was like, what do I do that for? And he said, well, when she gets it, she'll be confused, so say, hey, take this coin and go call your parents and tell them you're not coming home tonight. So again, I thought, there's no way on earth I'm doing that, right? Suddenly, this drunk old man next to us, he had like a red bulbous nose, broken blood vessels on his face. He was really drunk. He leaned in, he said, hey lads, I got the perfect advice for you. He said, go up to the girl and just say to her, how do you like your eggs in the morning? Fertilized or unfertilized? So I had to do a timeout, right? I said, hey guys, look, this could be the start of the rest of my life. I don't want to say anything corny like that. That's horrible, right? I just want to come from my heart, right? So my friend said, well, what do you want to say? What do you want to say from your heart? So I thought for a minute, and I said, I just want to go up to her and say, you're the most beautiful woman I've ever seen. I would really like to take you out to dinner. So my friend said, there's not a woman in the world who wouldn't love to hear that, man. You got to do it. So he pushed me towards him. Right? So I got halfway over again, and then I stopped. And I walked back, and he goes, what is it now? And I said, man, look, we got 3/4 of a pint of beer here. I don't want to get, turned away, and I'm standing there like an idiot with my tail between my legs and sipping my beer. Let's finish it till I got almost like a little drop left in the bottom, and then if she says no, we can just leave, right? She goes, okay, get drinking. So we started drinking, and suddenly the 6 or 7 girls all picked up their jackets, put them on, and walked out of the bar. I was like, oh, damn. So my friend grabbed me, and we ran through the bar, ran through the doors, and the girls had stopped right outside the bar. It was really embarrassing. We kind of ran into them, I was like, so we had to kind of pretend we were just kind of hanging around. And we waited for them to walk, and then we followed them discreetly, like some spy movie. And they went into another bar, so we went into that bar, and then we went up and got a drink. And then my friend says, come on, you got to do it. So he pushed me, and I walked towards him again, and then I stopped. And I turned around, I walked back, he goes, what the hell is it this time? I was like, oh, man, look, I'm going to ask her to dinner. I need a pen and a piece of paper to take down her details, right? So he turned to the barman, and he said, hey, can you give me a pen and a piece of paper? They gave it to him straight away, and he put it in my pocket, and he pushed me again. So I walked over, and the girl I liked, she had her back to me, and she was talking. There was a circle of girls all listening to her talking. So I stood there like a total idiot for a few minutes. And after a while, I tapped her on the shoulder, right? And she was still talking, but she kind of stopped and turned and looked at me, and she said, wait a minute, you look really familiar. I was like, no, yeah. Were you in that last bar we were just in? And I said, well, yeah. Did you follow me here? I was, well, yeah, I really liked you, And she said, oh my God, are you a stalker? So I felt like I was going down in flames. So I pulled up all my courage, and I said, look, I just want to tell you, you're the most beautiful girl I've ever seen. I'd love to take you out to dinner. So she looked at me and she said, well, I'm engaged. And she turned around and I was devastated. I went back to my friend, had a beer, I told him what had happened. And then a little bit later, I got a tap on the shoulder and it was 2 or 3 of her friends. And they said, what are you doing? I said, what? You gave up way too easy. I said, she's engaged, man. And they said, no, he's a dick. She doesn't even like me. I said, you and her would get on much better. Believe me, she's looking for someone else. Don't give up so easy. So I ended up going out with those girls, dancing all night. Me and that girl ended up going to a beach in Aberdeen. Like, a beach in Aberdeen in the middle of the night is not the Bahamas, but we were on a beach, walking down in the middle of the night. We spent about 2 hours walking and talking. So I asked her for her contact details, and she wouldn't give them to me. But she did take my name and my address, and she took my phone number. So 2 weeks later, I got this mysterious letter. It's actually a card, and it was addressed to Mr. and Mrs. Rennie. I opened it up, and it was a beautiful card, and it said, thank you for a wonderful evening. And to this day, I don't know for sure if it was from her, but I think it was. I really think, first, I thought that she thought I lied to her, that she thought I was married. But now, when I think about it more, especially getting ready for this speech, I kind of think she was probably writing it in front of her boyfriend. That's my story. Thank you.